Welcoming guys to my NFL 2023 recap. I am back to recap every single NFL team for the 2023 season. We're in the AFC East once again with the Miami Dolphins. And also you look at last year, first year under Mike McDaniel. Mike McDaniel was my first head coaching job in 2022. This year, 2023, was his second head coaching job, and also we know from the whole tampering with Tampa Bay a number of years ago that they only had a third round pick this draft, so they couldn't really get the names that they wanted to in the third round. But let's see who they got. So in the draft, they got Cam Smith, cornerback from Carolina. Acom, which again I scouted Acom on the channel a year ago nearly, and he's a good addition. And he did pretty well in his rookie year. Acom, running back, and you got Higgs, wide receiver from Stanford, and then you got Ryan Yates, offensive tackle. So bit of depth there to help Tua. Tua did get a couple of hits as well, a couple of concussions again. The signings in the offseason, they got Mike White as a backup quarterback from the Jets, David Long, linebacker. They got Braxton Berrios, wide receiver from the Jets, and Malik Reed, offensive linebacker. And then you look at really free agencies, the big free agents that they have, Isaiah Lynn. Also, the other big signing they got in the free agency was the big signing that they made in the offseason as well was Jalen Ramsey. Getting Jalen Ramsey in, a former Jags player, a former Super Bowl winning cornerback with the Rams. That was a good addition by the Dolphins front office to get somebody in like a Jalen Ramsey, who has experience at the defensive side of the ball. He's been a Super Bowl champion. They actually was a 12-6 team in the AFC East, second in the AFC East to the Buffalo Bills. Again, this is Tua's third or fourth year. I think again this is like his fourth year. So again, you've got to really decide if he is the guy or not. He has a lot of weapons around him, and you think they get to the playoffs again this year, but lose to a wild card to the reigning defending and now gone back to back Kansas City Chiefs. They've done it again. You've got to think that again, they still need a cornerback, I think, in my opinion, to help Jalen Ramsey. I know they got Cam Smith, but again, he's going to be learning under Jalen Ramsey. I think they still need a cornerback. They need an interior offensive lineman to help Tua, starting getting all those attacks in the trenches. I think that is where they need to focus on this offseason, especially with the trenches. Work on the edge as well. The defensive side of the ball still needs a bit of work on the edge. Defensive tackle, and also a few more weapons as well, because Mike Gillespie, he left as well. That was a big loss for them. Gillespie, I know you still got Moser and Tyreek Hill. I know you still got quite a lot of weapons like that, but you still need, I think you still need a couple, like two more wide receivers, a defensive tackle, an edge, an offensive lineman, an interior offensive lineman, and a cornerback and a linebacker. So there's still a couple of things you need to work on in the offseason. Now, let's talk about points for. Now, points for, they were second out of 32. Points were second out of 32. Points against, 22 out of 32. Now, again, it's the defensive side of the ball they need to work on more to really help. They've got $29 million in cap space. So, again, they still got some cap. They got under $30 million to work within the cap space, so they're not really. They've got a lot of things to work with, and let's see what Mike McDaniel can do in his third year. I'm not saying like go fire him. I mean, again, it was a 12-6 team. Again, you're getting a good roster, and I think it's time that you need to go to that to get the Dolphins next year have to get yourself to a championship game. That has to be the end goal. Get yourself to a championship game, because this window of Tua being that quarterback, it's going to be closing pretty soon, and you want to see If he's the guy, if Tua's not the guy, then you move on to somebody else and you get somebody else in. But again, the goal for the Dolphins for the 2024 season is to get to the AFC Championship game. That is the main goal of the Dolphins.